Hello, this is Tiffany. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about alchemy and how we can use it, work with it, and embody it to transform ourselves and our lives and circumstance. So what is alchemy? Alchemy is a transformation process. You're taking something and you're transforming it. Now, there's different types of alchemy. There's alchemy where you're changing something physical, like it can be an object, it can be yourself, it could be the things around you, your environment. So you're taking something in the physical and you're transforming it. And we have the power to transform and do many different things. It's just that we've been kind of cut off from those teachings and taught that, that's not really true, or, it's not possible to change things, or we have to be someone or do all this crazy stuff to transform. But our minds are so powerful. Like our minds, like if you've been on my channel before and you've listened to subliminals and stuff like that, if you keep on putting in positive messages, good messages into your mind, you can literally transform your circumstance, your lifestyle, how you feel about you. Like you might raise in self-esteem and raise in confidence because you're only putting in good messages, right? And that's really important. But back to alchemy. Basically, this video, I'm going to be talking about how we can work with alchemy and use it to transform our physical appearance and our circumstances and lifestyle and just the things around us, because a lot of people get into the spiritual aspects of alchemy and the historical side of alchemy and all this kind of stuff. But I want to bring it to the now, because you don't necessarily have to study the history of alchemy and all this stuff. Yes, it will help you. If you have a deeper understanding, it might help you and help you progress if you're practicing alchemy now. But I just want to take it to the now and kind of talk about and explain how we can use it to change our appearance and our circumstance, our lifestyle, and certain techniques we can do, we can incorporate into our lives. Because a lot of people, when they say, oh, I'm into spirituality and alchemy and metaphysics, for a lot of people, this is a lifestyle. This is not something, we just decide to do. No. A lot of people, when they start getting into all these things, they start incorporating it into their lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change, because sometimes if you want to get the change in your life and attract the change in your life, you got to be the change, right? You got to be it. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to go step by step and talk about certain techniques you can do to help you with your alchemy and your transformation, and particularly with appearance and stuff like that. And I'm gonna do a little kind of alchemy makeup tutorial, just to show you the difference, working with certain elements, working with makeup or cosmetics, working with that and showing you how that basically transformed myself. Because this avatar that we are in, right, it's customizable. We don't have to stick to the same image. We don't have to stick to the same themes in our lives. I know that for some people, it might be comfortable to stick to the same thing over and over again. But a lot of the great alchemists and modern day alchemists that we see that are very revered and honored in this world, they usually don't mind a little bit of a challenge or changing things up, because when you can change and transform and try different things out, it helps you grow on a spiritual level as well. It helps you grow as a person, develop as a person. When they say the metamorphosis of when the worm grows into a butterfly, you're like the butterfly. You're you're trying to reach that stage to where the butterfly develops, right? And when you metamorphosize or you develop and grow, like it helps you. For example, like if you are in a challenge or a tough situation, but you've gone through a lot of spiritual work, you've gone through like healing and accepting your shadow side and all this kind of stuff, it can like, if you're facing a difficult situation, you might come out on top of that situation. You will be able to keep your composure in the situation because you basically did a lot of work on yourself, right? You have explored different types of yourself. And that's why alchemy and all this metaphysical stuff is very important, because it can really help you in life. It can really help you grow as a person, help you see from different perspectives, so many different things. And yes, physical can be important, like to some people, but it's also a spiritual growth as well. It's also like a growth of it's like you trying to achieve and get into alignment with your higher self. Like you are becoming your higher self. Even in terms of physicality, you're becoming your higher self. So that's why I was showing, like I was, in this video, you'll see me just kind of shape-shifting myself, with cosmetics, with makeup and transforming and talking about transformation and how people transform all around us and what they do and how they change their circumstances, like the certain things that they do. And I know it's a lot to cover, like it's a lot to discuss because it goes really deep, right? Like this whole thing goes very deep, and I'll have to make some videos in the future. But I think for the most part, like I give the gist of like what it is and how to apply it in your life and all that kind of stuff, and I make it practical. So yeah, keep on watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Yeah. So when it comes to your whole kind of appearance and all this kind of stuff, it can play a role in what you want to attract, what you want to stay away from you, all kinds of stuff, right? So it's important to, kind of find out what you're going for in life, what you are trying to attract in your life, so that you can basically cultivate energy towards those things, or like create your own kind of alchemy to attract and get those things, right? And I'm a very visual person, so I can do the visualization techniques a lot because I love photography and just making things up in my mind. So if I have a kind of look or image that I'm going for, I usually just visualize it a bit, and or even like look at certain images of what I want to attract to kind of put that into my subconscious so that I can attract it. And if you're on my channel and you've watched any of my subliminals, sometimes I incorporate images and stuff like that besides just the affirmations, because for me, there's a lot of people that are visual like me, so I like to include images and stuff like that because that helps you with your manifesting. And if you're a visual person, some people, they're good with just audio, but for people like myself, and I have friends that are similar to me that like visual things and how something looks, and the appearance and all that, like that's important to a lot of people, right? And when people are buying clothing and accessories and all this, they want it to have a certain look and a certain vibe, or because they want to portray and have a certain vibe to them. So yeah.
So we can all practice visualization techniques. For myself personally, like I said, I'm into photography and all that, and I love images, I love visuals, videos, all that kind of stuff. So I would collect certain images. These could be both physical and digital images. And I would basically make a collage or a kind of like a scrapbook, both like physical and online, because these days everything's online, everything's digital. So I do have my online kind of scrapbooks and for different themes. Like I would place certain pictures into certain categories. Like one would be for like lifestyle, the other one would be diet, health, and food related, and the other one could be like fashion, makeup, beauty inspo, and all that kind of stuff. And then I could have another album or collage dedicated to spirituality, metaphysics, spiritual teachings, alchemy drawings, and all this kind of stuff. So I kind of like put it into categories, and so it's easy for me to find. Yeah. And I always like, I don't know what it is with photos and images for me. I don't know like why I'm always into that or drawn to that, but I always like go back to it, and I look at it. I'm immersed in it. Like photography for me is like an art form, and so is film and movies and videos and all that. So I find them like really inspirational, and I find like I can work with it and use it to kind of make changes in my life, okay?
So, the energy right now is interesting. I'm getting a lot of godly energy from Saturn and planet X, and there's a lot of shifts and frequency changes happening right now, which can be a good time for alchemy and manifesting to get what you want. But it's also time to be careful with your energy, because sometimes if we're too reckless or emotional with our energy, we can bring things that we don't want to happen like into our lives. So be careful with how you're using your energy right now. Try not to get too emotionally involved or triggered by everything. But yeah, whispering now because it's the nighttime and don't want to wake anyone up. I feel like the more people are gonna catch on to these whole changes in energy, and they're gonna catch on to like the energy shifts and more alchemy stuff, because they've been in the dark for a while and they've been kind of lost. The thing is, right, no one tells you or teaches you about these things. In school, sometimes you have to just do work and go learn it yourself. This is very dramatic. This is a very dramatic look, but I wanted to have something a bit dramatic. And Halloween is coming up, and I love Halloween. I love fall season, so it's good to practice your makeup in advance, for when you're gonna do more crazy, outrageous looks. ability to dream and visualize even more and attract more of what you want in life. A lot of people aren't down for that. A lot of people want to be told like what to do by other people. They don't want, they're uncomfortable with all the power, all their talent, all their strength, all their creativity, because some people, they're afraid of their own power, they're afraid of their own essence, and they don't want to bring it out, they want to suppress it, you know, and they might come up to you. I've experienced this many times, like from all ages in my life, and where people make comments, they say certain things, you know, like words or spells, they say certain things to, you know, knock me off my horse and to kind of make it seem like I have to be some kind of person that I'm not to have like what I want. And I just laugh and say, you know, if that's what you think, that's what you think. I'ma do me, you know what I'm saying? I'ma do me. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, that's your problem, that's not my problem. Because I didn't come here to be like everyone else, I came here to be myself. I came here to express myself. And if you have a problem, you know, if you can't express yourself, that's your problem, that ain't my problem. Because I don't know when my last day is, you know what I'm saying? Everyone has a last day, but no one knows when their last day is gonna be, right? And you know, on this channel, right, we ain't about talking about surface level, shallow things. I want to go deep. I want to talk about all kinds of stuff because, you know, I'm not under someone, you know, that says, hey, you can't say anything, you know what I mean? I'm my own artist, I'm my own creator, I'm my own boss, my own person here on this channel, so I don't really have to limit what I say because this is me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking like how I talk to my friends. That's how I talk, like I'm talking how I talk to people that I know. That's how I talk on here. I'm creating a space where people can just talk about anything and not feel judged. This is what my channel's about. Coming together with like-minded people that just get it, that can understand. And if you're new to a lot of these kinds of topics and these kinds of things, you know, there's lots of people out there that teach you the basics, you know, of manifesting and alchemy. There's lots of great spiritual teachers on YouTube. not everyone is on that same wavelength. Not everyone is gonna understand you, but that's how it is in life, right? That's just how it is. We're not meant to be friends with the whole world, because then duality wouldn't even be here in this world. If we don't have the bad, we wouldn't have the good, you know? And we've all agreed collectively to have duality in this matrix, in this system, right? We wanted it. We got it. I hate close-up mirrors. Oh my god. It's like magnifying all my flaws. Ancient Egyptian goddess come through. Yes. Oh my god, this eyeliner is so much better than Kat Von D's. What the hell? Where have you been all my life? Wow, it's really good. I wonder how long it's gonna last. Really, really coming out there. I didn't have to shake it or nothing. It's coming out. Wow, great eyeliner. Very, very good. Amazing. I think it's a Clinique. Let me see. Clinique. Pretty easy. It is very easy to use. Holy shit. So, I want to also get into who in your everyday life is practicing alchemy and witchcraft that you don't suspect is doing it.
Has it helped you, being a witch?
The entire advertising industry is witchcraft, darling. The poor old public is permanently spellbound.
I hadn't thought of it that way.
Now, these people aren't going around looking like me. They aren't going around like this. They aren't going around like what are these people? Look like the average Joe, but they're practicing alchemy and witchcraft. They might not even realize it. They don't go around like Halloween.
Halloween, Halloween, happy Halloween, 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗡𝗡𝗟𝗦.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9.
You know, like this. You'll never know. This is like obvious. The most obvious. Like witchy, bohemian, gypsy, mystic woman look. I did this intentionally because I felt like doing this look today. But the people that would be warlocks and witches would be CEOs, people that create a new company, because remember, alchemy is a form of creation. It's a form of designing something from nothing, from building something from scratch. So all the people that own businesses and create and start a business are basically practicing alchemy. They did practice alchemy if they started their business. And certain actors and actresses, yes, they practice alchemy all the time. They're always changing their looks. They're always assuming a different role. Like they're always changing roles and going into a new role, going into a new movie. Anyone who basically drastically changes their appearance or gets into a new relationship right off the bat, when they've purposely, on purpose, wanted to meet a certain type of mate, a certain type of boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, that were kind of thinking about it or trying to create that person in their head. That is alchemy. You know, they're visualizing their desired mate. And then all of a sudden they miraculously
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop your fucking lying.
Some insert shows and some movie shows, but sometimes you can get some truth in it, and you can learn some things about how to manifest, how to attract what you want, how to stay in a high vibration. A lot of shows will show you the opposite. They'll show you a lot of destruction, a lot of chaos, fighting, low-natured things. And what you have to do, right, is do the opposite of that in the real world to get what you want. To get what you want. You know, staying above all those lowly natures and transcending from them to have a better experience here on Earth and get what you want in life, or to have the life that you want. Have a lifestyle you want, the partner you want, the abundance, the travel experiences, all of that. Some people want clout, they want fame. To each their own. I don't judge because everyone's on a different journey, so if that's what makes you feel good, that's what makes you feel good. Go after it, you do you, you know what I'm saying? Personally, for myself, I would rather have privacy and abundance and nice experiences and nature than be the center of attention, because when the spotlight is on you, like a big old spotlight, that can be a bit much, right? I think that realistically speaking, you know, I'd be more in the background. Like, as a Capricorn, I'd probably be more of a manager than the person on stage, because of my Saturn energy, with my leadership and my, like, Capricorn is, and Saturn is like a parent, you know, it teaches you right from wrong, you know, I have that kind of energy to me.
Climb the sheer, precarious face of a mountain. The center of a mountain goat's hoof is very soft and spongy. These pads can grip the surface of rocks, working somewhat like a suction cup. It makes it look easy for the wild goat to climb nearly straight up and down a peak. These adaptations make it possible for mountain goats to live on the roof of the world, in addition to keeping this.
Yeah, so, I mean, everyone has different goals, but I like this blue. Oh my god. Oh my god, it smells nice. Wow. Nice smell. I like when makeup has a nice smell to it. Yeah. So, a lot of makeup and stuff I do for myself, because I realize that this kind of makeup is a bit drastic for a lot of people. It's a bit much, but I like it. I like doing makeup that is more out there. I've seen people with all kinds of crazy looks, so it's the most dramatic. But for some people it could be. For me it is. It's dramatic for me.
So in terms of like elements and things for beauty, kind of like beauty alchemy or like for spells, I just had this when I was creating my look and getting changed, and I incorporated some of these things into my look because sometimes, you know, with the elements and with creating things, we need to be inspired. We need to have like elements around us to help us manifest and create certain looks, or even like for myself, sometimes if I'm manifesting, I use photography to help me manifest or attract the things I want in life, because I'm a very visual person. So I like visuals a lot, and I like visualizing things in my head to attract them. So anyway, I just want to show you like what I use kind of like create my look, and just for my own beauty alchemy for the look I did, makeup look and outfit look I did today. So, you know, I put this like in with my clothing. This is lavender, dried lavender, and it's good for protection. It's calming, soothing, good for dreaming. Like if you're a very visual person, lavender enhances your dreams. It enhances your visualization techniques. This is some orgonite, and that basically helps with EMF. So like pollution and stuff like that. And it has copper. It has there's some crystals in there. It has like some black crystals, some black stones, and it has amethyst in it. Yeah, it has amethyst. Yeah. And then this one, black tourmaline, is good for protection. And yeah, just have some beauty things, just for inspiration for the look and all that. And then lavender oil, essential oil, is good for calming yourself. It's good for your hair, your skin. Like you can mix it with some cream or some almond oil, and you can just, it's good for like relaxing and calming your nerves. If you have anxiety, you know, you don't have to take artificial medicine and all that kind of stuff. If you have anxiety, you can always try something more natural and see how that works, because some people, when they take artificial things, it kind of like it doesn't work with their system, right? Because it's fake. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are going back to more natural things these days. It's up to you. Like for me, I like mixing natural things with artificial things, because you can manipulate your look or your environment any way you want, whether you're using artificial or natural elements. You can do that, right? And then Florida water, this is just something I use day to day, you know, to clean my spaces and to get rid of bad energy. This is just perfume Alien. I like this perfume because it's very unique, and I got it from Sephora a while ago. And yeah, so when I'm out on the road, I'll just pack things with me. So I'll pack the orgonite, lavender, you know, just put it in a pouch and then hit the road, because you don't know what energy's out there, right? You don't know what the hell is going on. So I'm just being silly, you know. But yeah, like just pack these things with me, put it in this kind of bag, and be on my way. Yep.
It's also important to really know what you're going after and know what you're going for. And sometimes you have to do work on yourself, right? You have to, like, it goes deep, you know? So, that you're not just consuming everything and being influenced by everything, right? That's why, you know, I say I choose certain images, I choose certain musics, choose certain movies to look at and watch and all this kind of stuff. I'm more conscious now. It's not like when I was younging, like a little girl in the past, and I was just consuming everything. No, not anymore. Not now. I'm more conscious. I'm more aware. Even if something is coming at me, because you know how advertising is these days, it's just like right in your face and sometimes you can't really escape. So I'm more kind of, if something's coming at me, like I've done a lot of work, I've learned about this world and all this kind of stuff, and I know, like, if something that is like kind of false, like a false teaching, something that's off, that isn't in alignment with what I want to do, what I want to attract, or if it's making me feel bad about myself, or, you know, putting those kind of messages in my mind, I know that it's doing that, like I'm conscious and aware of that, and it doesn't affect me that way. Because there's some people that are like, oh, don't listen to this type of music, don't listen to that, don't listen to this. Hey, like, if you tell yourself, you know, and you say, and you're not always consuming that type of music, you're not always watching those kinds of shows and stuff, and you consciously tell yourself, and hey, I'm not down to be subconsciously programmed with this kind of negative messaging. I'm not down to be, you know, if you reinforce that within yourself and you're not constantly consuming that kind of stuff or those images and things, then it's not really going to affect you. And especially if you know that it's even trying to do that, like if you're aware that it's doing that and you're like, oh my gosh, hey, I know that it's trying to, you know, make me feel bad about myself, make me feel less than and all that. Well, then it's not really going to bother you, because you already know that it's intentionally doing that anyway, you know, that, or that artist, that person is trying to, you know, is trying to do that, and or is getting paid to do that and all this kind of, so you're aware of that and it doesn't really affect you, right? So when it comes to like alchemy and all that, and what you're working with, be aware of what you're working with. Like maybe like study on it. Like if you're like using a deity, or if you're using certain images or looking at certain clips, make sure you know what those things are about. Make sure it's in alignment with your journey or what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to attract, okay? Because it's easy to kind of fall into everything and get absorbed with everything, because a lot of us have been taught to do that. A lot of us have been taught to be consumers and consume everything. But the thing is, yes, we can consume. I consume. I love other people's creations. I love other people's alchemy, and I love consuming their creations and their alchemy. I find it inspiring. I find it shows me a different perspective. But I don't get totally involved and into it and absorbed into it to the point where I lose myself and I lose my image and my identity and who I am and what I'm trying to achieve. That's basically what I'm trying to explain to you, okay? And also I want to talk about, you know, like, yeah, we all practice alchemy. This is like, people make alchemy and all this kind of metaphysical things seem very out there and very kind of like airy fairy, and oh, we can't do it and only certain people can have or do this. No. No, let me just backtrack. Let's just backtrack, okay? Let's just backtrack. Anyone and everyone, like on this earth, like if you create something, you know, even if it's like based off of something in the past, you know, like how they say, oh, movies they have the same storyline as in the past. Like even recently, I watched a movie from the 1920s. It was called, I think it's called the Ninth Guest or something. And that storyline, I think I've seen it repeated time after time again. And like, this is from the 1920s, like when film and Hollywood first started, you know, becoming big. And that movie, holy crap, like I've seen that storyline played out so many times. But anyway, like everyone here on earth is like, we are all alchemists. We are all creators. And what I mean by that is look around you. Look at the items in your house all around you. People created that. Like they might have taken inspiration from the past or like improved the item, or it might have been something that has already been created, but they've taken the idea or the concept and changed it, enhanced it in a way like that's in alignment with their vision, that they, or a style that they like or they enjoy. So everything around you is like a creation. Everything around you. If you have some like jewelry and stuff like that, that's like all a creation, right? That's alchemy. People created that. And you have to realize that, you know, we're more powerful than we think. Like we can create and do many different things in life. We are not limited. Stop Get out of that mindset, like where you're limited and you feel small. No, 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 no. You can create or do anything. Like, just look at everything around you. We live in abundance already. Even if you think you're not at the stage you want to be, like in terms of finance and financials or lifestyle, or I'm not there financially. No, no, no. Just look at the abundance around you, because sometimes we don't realize, if you look at everything around you, it's also different. It's like different colors, different shapes, different textures, right? Different designs, different patterns. And we are basically immersed in the abundance. And if you can't see that you're already immersed in abundance, well, I don't know what to tell you, because it's right in your face. Like all this alchemy is right in your face. And if you can just wake the fuck up and realize that everything around you is a creation, like people, men, women, whoever have created these things that are around you. If you can realize that they've done that, you can do the same thing. You can create the same thing. You can also change yourself. You can change your lifestyle and circumstance, just like how these people created an object to sell, or a business, or like, a business with it's a service business, whatever. They created that. They came up with that concept, that idea. You can do that too. And you are not limited. Okay. And even like with appearance, it's the same thing with appearance. People say, oh, you have to do all this kind of stuff and whatnot. Sometimes like I've heard of people that can actually change their appearance, even like without makeup. It's just, they just have this kind of thing where they envision their desired appearance. Like they visualize it so much to the point where they kind of shapeshift or metamorphosize into that appearance without even cosmetics. Like, yes, the cosmetics can help them, like can help enhance or transform to get to that image or that part of themselves that they want to be. And but a lot of people, they can even change their image and stuff by just thinking more positively about themselves, putting in better images or messages into their minds, like healthier kind of subconscious messages, or visuals that are more healthy, words that are more healthy, so that when they start doing that, like when they start incorporating more healthy messages, they kind of change their image, change their physical into something that's healthier, that's better, because they're only consuming healthy and positive images. So they don't necessarily need to use the whole cosmetics thing. I'm just using it and working with it because I personally, for myself, I can transform myself through cosmetics and fashion and all this kind of stuff. And anyone can do that. I mean, there's a lot of these things, where they take the girl from the small village, they take this girl from a small village and they throw her into some big city, and, she becomes a model, she becomes, famous, the it girl, and through the help of fashion, connections, cosmetics, and all that kind of stuff, right? But what I'm saying is you don't have to do all that. Like you can do that if you want, but I think what's even more powerful than that, the help of like a network and a team, is when you can do that for yourself, like personally, without the help of like outside people. Yes, you can manifest help from outside people, but personally for myself, I'm speaking about my own personal journey. I've transformed myself by myself. So I might have drawn inspiration from the past, like in terms of physical, like certain artists and stuff from the past, I draw inspiration, or even like historical fashion and historical beauty. Like I might draw inspiration from the past, but all this stuff I'm doing myself. I don't have like people around me saying, hey, let's try this out. No. I have inspiration around me, but everything I'm transforming, like within me or transforming around me, is my own doing, like for the most part. And if people outside forces come in to help or assist with that, I've kind of put out that kind of energy to where people who want to match that vibration, who want to match that energy, come in and do want to help me and do want to assist or collaborate or work with me. So, because I've been putting out that energy anyway. I've been kind of like receptive of people, you know, and all that. I've been putting out that energy. So, but a lot of the whole physical stuff is my own doing, you know, the whole transformation. It's my own belief, my own worth, because I don't have a lot of people in my ear kind of telling me who, like, I cut out a lot of people that were too imposing with their own thoughts and stuff like that. Like, I listen to people, but I also have my own idea of what I want to do and create and be. I listen to people of different backgrounds, different perspectives, not just one person, basically. So that's why, like, I don't just listen to the close people around me. I listen to like a variety of opinions and voices, because I believe that different perspectives can teach you different things, right?
Yeah, so this bag here, I'll just pop everything. Not these. Not the makeup or anything like that. That I already incorporated some of that into my look. These items and stuff, it's mostly like for inspiration, right? It's mostly just to inspire me and to, it's just like elements and stuff I'm using to create a certain look and create a certain vibe and get me in the mood, right? So everyone sets up certain altars and things a different way. I think this is a little, I wouldn't say it's an altar, it's just like inspiration for me. But yeah, so you can use objects, you can use photos to help you with manifesting. You can use audio to help you with manifesting. Like, there's so many different ways. People write down their manifestations. They record it, they write it down. Scripting, that's what they call it, scripting. So yeah, I mean, there's many different things you can do and many different techniques. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe for more content. I'll be posting more subliminals and things in the future, and more kind of alchemy tutorials and alchemy kind of beauty things in the future, because I think it's fun to not just talk about beauty and beauty spells, but also put it in motion, put it in action, because a lot of people talk about it, but they don't really show the step-by-step or the process of a beauty spell, or like talk about alchemy in terms of like appearance, that like in depth, or like show you an example of it, because that's kind of what I did in this video. So yeah, feel free to check out more of my content. And if you want to follow me on social media, my Instagram is blackxsrose. That is blackxsrose. Yeah, and feel free to subscribe to my podcast. It's on SoundCloud and Spreaker. And I just talk about metaphysical things, spirituality, law of attraction, future events, future predictions on my podcast. So many different things. So yeah, hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.